Welcome back. I'm Dr. N. Baladastagiri. So I would like to thank to all the subscribers and the viewers for watching my previous videos on my channel. And also I would request the viewers to subscribe my channel for further updates. So in the previous video, we have seen the various steps to be followed for writing a good manuscript. Once the manuscript is prepared, the next big task is to publish the paper in the journal. The task of publishing a paper has become compulsory for the research scholars to meet their PhD requirements and also for the academicians to meet their academic performance indicator score. That is nothing but the API score. So various universities and various colleges across the world pose different publication requirements for their scholars and faculty. So some of the universities just only need the number, but some universities need their scholars and faculty to publish the papers in the reputed journals, so which are indexed by various databases like Web of Science, Scopus, etc. But the problem is that so many journals which are indexed by various databases at the time of publication are being removed from the databases down the line due to various problems. So this raises problems to the scholars at the time of submitting their research work and also for the faculty at the time of submitting their APA scores. So therefore, it is very, very important to select the right journal to publish your manuscript. So let us look into it. Firstly, so when we want to submit a research paper for publication, the first thing that comes to our mind is the top tier journals in our specialized area. However, these journals always doesn't fit our publication goals or the content of the paper. So we all know that submitting a manuscript to an unsuitable journal can result in the rejection of our paper before the review itself. So therefore, the question is, how can you make a final suitable choice for our particular paper as quickly and as easily as possible? So to answer this, in this video, I offer a systematic approach for the authors to follow and also have summarized the factors to consider your decision in choosing the right journal for your manuscript. Firstly, firstly, we have to know what is the target journal. The journal you decide to submit your paper for the publication is the target journal. So these target journal can be decided before writing the paper itself or during the course of writing or after writing your paper. So there are many factors that influence your decision to select the target journal, or there are many factors to be considered in your decision. The process of selecting target journal can be time consuming if the journals familiar to you won't meet your publication needs. Also, these publication needs can differ from one paper to another paper. So for example, for a research scholar, if his research review is around the corner, then he wanted to go for the journal with faster publication. Another instance is that for a scholar who doesn't have enough bucks in his pocket, then he wanted to go for a journal which is having less publication fee. Next, for a author to target the readers across different disciplines, then he may go for the multidisciplinary journal. So therefore, taking a systematic approach can help to narrow down the list of suitable choices and reach a final decision quickly. So before selecting a target journal, so first what we have to do is that first we have to shortlist the list of suitable journals. When you want to find journals in your specialized area, so there are a number of ways to search. First, what you can do is that in the journals that you read normally in your field, check the general names that appear in the reference sections of the published paper that are related to your work, then list the journals. Also, you can use the free online tools such as Master General List, select journals by subject category. So you can type in the Google, so Scopus Master General List or Web of Science Master General List by entering the different keywords that describe your research. Generals that have each keyword in the title will be displayed, and then you can check the general websites for the detailed information. So like this, you can shortlist various generals in your specialized field. The next thing is, once the list of generals are shortlisted, the next thing is, so we have to follow a systematic approach to choose the right general for your manuscript. So in this video, so I have listed 4 steps. So by following these 4 steps, so you can choose a better general for your manuscript. The step 1 is key message of the paper. So step 2 is publication goals. Step 3 is check for general scope, impact and reputation. Step 4 is deciding the best general based on the requirements. Here, the first 2 steps are specific to you, that is the specific to author, and these are not specific for the general. If the author is not clear what he want to achieve or what his publication want to achieve, so he is not ready to choose among the generals. So first step is key message of the paper. So key message of the paper is nothing but the take home message of your manuscript. The take home message of the manuscript is nothing but your manuscript arguments and claims. So here what you should do is that, so first take a piece of paper and start writing your paper's arguments and claims, so which are not more than 3 sentences long. Your take home message will help you to determine who are your ideal audience, and thus help us to select the target genre. So whether you are about to start writing your paper or you have already written it, you might want to write out your take home message and keep it visible as long as you are following the steps given here. So the step 2 is decide your specification goals. The first thing is here in the step 2, the author himself has to ask some questions and he has to validate his answers. So the first question is, which audience do you want to reach? So check your take home message and write down whom you would really benefit from knowing your research findings. In other words, write down your who are your ideal audience. So which audience would benefit from you reading your work? So whether the general audience will be benefited, or a single discipline audience will be benefited, or a more specialist multidisciplinary audience is benefited. So like this, we have to list who are your ideal audience based on your take home message, or based on your take home message, or based on your key message. And next thing is, would an international or regional or national audience be best fit? An international audience is not always the best target for your message. Maybe a regional or domestic audience would find your message more valuable, especially when you consider the geometrical and cultural factors. And next question is related about the access. So if your target audience includes the authors from less affluent countries, open access publication can be a good option because it will be free for readers to access your work. So open access publications can reach wider audience. And next question is, do you need a closed or open access to your published paper? So first of all, let us look what is open access and what is a closed access. So the open access genres means here the readers pay nothing to read the paper. The author may pay an article processing charge, which is known as APC. So closed access genres means the author does not pay to publish, because the publication fee is covered either by the professional society membership fees or by the individual or institutions paying for reading the access. So some funding bodies who award the research grants stipulate that the result research papers must be published in the open access journals only, or some universities want their scholars to publish the papers in the open access journals only. So at that time there is no other chance for the researchers to publish their papers other than in the open access. So if your funding body of you, or if your university does not stipulate open access, then you may decide whether to target a journal with open access or closed access. Sometimes you can go for the hybrid journal, which offers both type of access. And the next thing is, do you need the quick publication? So you might want a quick publication if you think your results are valuable to the community and warrant quick dissemination, or you might need a publication quickly for your research work or for your career or employment purpose. Some journals have fewer submitted papers than the others, and they may be able to publish the accepted articles more quickly, and some popular journals have a fast track route to publish your papers. So if you want a quicker publication, then some regional and national journals doesn't have many submitted papers waiting to be reviewed as an international journals do. If the journal editor think that your paper is a good match for the journal, your work might enter into the peer review process very quickly than at the international levels, and if accepted, it would enter the publication queue more quickly. And next thing, in this fast publication, what the author should question himself is that, does the general fast track submissions are only for the original articles or not? If the journal you referred does not accept the fast track original articles, so make a question that does it accept short or brief communications? So if the journal which you are targeting will accept the short or brief communications, so let us think, would it be a good choice to write up your research paper as a short or brief communication? So the next question you should keep in mind is that, does the journal website give the average time for the manuscript receipt to take its first decision, and then time to publish your paper? Or you can see from the scanning published papers what the average time might be from received, accepted and published dates, so which indicates the time taken for the peer review and for the publications. Also make a question that how many issues that the journal publish each year. So does the journal publish regularly, or does the journal publish irregularly? So does it publish continuously online? So these are the questions that you have to keep in mind when you are going for the fast publication. So if you are getting answers for all this, then you can go for the journals which offers the quick publication. For example, so if the journal doesn't have much issues in a year, so then your publication time will take longer. So at that time, you may not go for the faster publication. So you have to wait for the journal to publish your paper for quite a bit of time. So then you can choose the other journal. The next one is step 3. Check journal scope, setup, reputation, and impact. Now that your message, target audience, and the publication goals are clear, you need to check whether your shortlisted journals can help you to achieve these goals. If they can't, then you need to find the other journal that can meet your goals. But at least now you can search for a new journals using the key terms, and the terms describing your audience type, article type, and choice of open access or closed access. Here also, the author himself has to ask some questions and validate the answers. The first question is, does your paper meet the journal's requirement? That means, does your paper meets the journal's aims and scope? Check this aspect first on the journal's website. So if your research doesn't fall under the journal's stated aims and scope, you will be wasting the time for submitting your paper in that journal. The next question we have to keep in mind is that does the journal publish the article type that you want to write? So that can you can your paper meet the word, citation and figure table limits in the guidelines of the author? So this is very important. Why? Because for example, some journals will accept only uh, the manuscript with 6 or 7 pages. For example, if you have written your manuscript to in 10 or 11 pages, then the journal won't accept that paper. So therefore we have to go for some other journal. And next one is what type of peer review system is used. So certain types of peer review systems are common in some discipline than others. The most important type of peer review systems are, the first one is blind review. So it is also called as single blind. Here the authors names are disclosed to the reviewers, but the reviewers names are not disclosed to the authors. So the next type of review is double blind review. Here the authors and the reviewers names are not disclosed to each other. The next one is open review. Here the authors and reviewers names are disclosed to each other. In some cases, the reviewers and author responses may be published alongside the paper. The next thing which we have to question ourselves here is, does the journal offer the which type of peer review system? So are you comfortable with this? So if you are comfortable with this, so you can go for the so journal which are having so these type of review systems. And the next question again we have to keep in mind is that does the average time taken for the peer review seems reasonable to you? So for example, some journals will take a lot of time to review your paper. So if you are short in time to get your papers published, then you can choose the alternate journal. So the next one is journal's reputation. So is the journal reputable and legitimate? So concern continues in the academic publication world about so-called predatory journals, so which exploit the authors by charging them APCs without providing the services offered by the legitimate publishers. So due to these predatory journals, so many scholars or so many faculty are losing big money on them. So in the next video to come, so we will discuss about how to identify the predatory journals. So next the question which we have to validate ourselves is how transparent are the journal procedures and policies. So and also you should able to answer ourselves is that, is it clear whether you would have to pay an APC to publish? If so, how much is the charge? We should know. And also we should question ourselves that, does the editorial board have a reasonable and reputable members listed with their affiliations? So if the editorial board has recognizable and reputable members means, then the journal is well and good and it doesn't have any problems in the future to them regarding the issues that were taken out to cancel them from the indexing services. And also search your general name in the online and find if there are any negative comments about it. So if there are any negative comments about it, so try to think about the general ones, and if you are and if it is having so many negative comments means, then you can switch over to the another journal. Next, does the journal publish manuscript from typographical, grammatical and other obvious errors? So are copywriting services offered to polish the text before the publication? So some journals will offer you the editing services for your paper. So if you are not good at polishing your English grammar in your paper, so then you can take these services for the betterment of your manuscript. So next one is, does the journal offer indexing services? So it is very important. Why? Because so many universities want their research scholars or faculty papers to be indexed by Web of Science or Scopus. So therefore the author can check from the databases whether these journals are indexed by the Scopus or Web of Science as per the needs of their universities. Next, are there clear ways to contact the telephone by email, post? Okay, so this is the one of the question we have to validate. And what international publishing organizations does the journal belong to? So it is the one more question that we have to validate ourselves. So if the publishing house is an international publishing house, then journal will be having a good value. So the next question, important question is the journal's impact. So what is the journal's impact? So do you need to consider the journal's impact factor is the major question. The impact factor of a journal is not a perfect metric, has many critics, but it is likely to remain in use for foreseeable future. So many journals with a higher impact factor have a higher rejection rate because of the fierce competition to publish in them. Unless you need a high impact factor publication for a particular region, then impact factor does not need to be high priority consideration. In fact, some highly specialized reputable journals have a low impact factor precisely because they are not there are not many researchers working and publishing in that field. So citations to these published papers are naturally very few. The next question here we should ask ourselves and validate is that how does the general rank in terms of H-index score? So if the general's H-index score is higher means that particular journal is cited more oftenly. So if you are having a higher index for a journal means, so that journal is more accessed by the people. So the next one is deciding the best journal based on the requirements. Now it's time to weigh up your answers to the questions about to rank your shortlisted journals and choose the journal that meets your publication needs. So if we have time, quickly scan the last few issues of each journal to see whether the papers similar to yours have been published recently. So which might mean yours would not be considered novel enough for the journal. However, in the opposite side, your findings might connect well with a recently published paper, and you could include decision of this in your paper. And next thing is, if you happen to get rejected by first choice of journal, you will have a short list ready for a quick submission to the next most suitable journal. So these are the steps so that should be followed in order to take a decision for choosing the right journal for your manuscript. I hope that this video helps you to set your priorities for publication and decide your target journal smoothly and quickly. So I often help authors to select the right journal for their paper, researching, shortlisting suitable journals and explaining the difference of their choices, so that they can make the best decision for their particular paper. So please let me if I can assist you in choosing the right journal. So thank you very much.